On this week's news, Gerhard Berger talks about Ferrari, and Sir Lewis Hamilton reaches 300 F1 starts. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our official home on unbeaten.com. Ex-F1 driver Gerhard Berger has questioned Charles Leclerc's readiness for a title charge, with the Ferrari pilot seemingly prone to cracking under pressure as the heat ramps up. Berger, who raced in F1 from 1984 to 1997, including 6 seasons at the Scuderia, said in a chat with the sport's official podcast F1 Nation ahead of Leclerc's crash in France that his spin at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix was a rookie move.
He did 1 or 2 mistakes this year, what shouldn't happen already when he really is serious for the championship. Imola and the chicane, yeah, just finish third, take the points. This is where Lewis impressed me so much. Lewis is just always there.
Berger, though, says the prancing horse has not made a mistake in letting both its drivers still fight for the World Championship, despite rival Red Bull lined up behind Max Verstappen.
No, we are in a sport. And I think in a sport, as long both drivers have possibility to win the championship, it shouldn't be played. That's my personal opinion.
France marked a significant milestone for 7-time F1 world champion Sir Lewis Hamilton, with the decorated Brit up on the podium following his 300th F1 start at the pinnacle of motorsport. Hamilton is one of just 6 drivers to make the triple ton and will become number 4 on the list in the United States when he notches 307, with the number 3 up for grabs in 2023. Hamilton's legacy is assured, not just on track as the most successful F1 driver of all time, but off it as well, leading various initiatives designed to create a more diverse and inclusive sport. The Brit named fellow world champion Fernando Alonso as his toughest competitor, with the pair infamously fighting tooth and nail as teammates at McLaren in 2007. "We had some good battles," he said. "I wish we could have more. Hopefully he will continue to race." 2020-21 Formula E world champion Nyck De Vries impressed Mercedes in France, with the team describing him as quick and consistent during his planned test run in Free Practice 1 at Paul Ricard. De Vries replaced Hamilton in France for the opening practice session, a very rare opportunity for the Dutchman, who shone with 9th overall, 23 laps completed, and a time of 1:35.426. De Vries won the 2019 F2 championship, but with no F1 seats available, he moved to Formula E, where he lifted the crown, and is now on team radars for a return to the Grand Prix grid. With Mercedes exiting the all-electric series at the end of 2022.
Of course, Formula One is the pinnacle of our sport. There is no hiding about it, but frankly speaking, this is, one of the other biggest championships out there, and I think everyone is very well aware of it, and I think everyone has been, starting to follow it with high interest. So I think the championship speaks for itself.
Sebastian Vettel has signaled his desire to re-sign with Aston Martin and stay in the sport, with talks ongoing, and the 4-time F1 world champion stating that there is a clear intention to keep going. Vettel is a free agent at the end of the year, but seemed to show that he was falling out of love with F1 after he went on BBC UK panel TV show Question Time and challenged the real-world impact of the sport's turbo-hybrid power units. The German, however, says contract discussions are ongoing. "I'm talking to the team and I think there is a clear intention to keep going," he said. "We'll see soon where we stand." France saw the Aston Martin brand celebrate a centenary of racing, with Vettel piloting the 1922 pre-war TT1 Grand Prix car, nicknamed Green Pea, around Circuit Paul Ricard. Two-time F1 world champion Fernando Alonso says that his Alpine team should switch its resources across to the 2023 car as soon as possible to ensure it can make a step change forward. Alpine is fighting McLaren for fourth place in the Constructors and left its home race, the French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard, ahead with 4 points more than its British rival. But Alonso is looking at the long game, with Alpine wanting to fight at the front by 2024, and believes the work must be done now to compete with the likes of a yet-to-properly-fire Mercedes team in the coming years. I think for us, it's a matter of starting next year's car soon enough so that we don't compromise the next project, he said. Guanyu is on course to retain his Alfa Romeo drive into 2023, with team boss Frederic Vasseur stating the Chinese rookie is doing a perfect job both on track and off. Guanyu has scored just 5 points on 2 occasions to his highly rated teammate Valtteri Bottas's 46 and 7, but has suffered the lion's share of technical gremlins, with 4 of his 5 retirements down to mechanical issues with the Ferrari-powered C42. But while Vasseur says that he was pleased to see Guanyu score points in Canada, he also underlined his off-track contribution. He's always bringing extra motivation to the guys. He has a positive attitude, and this for us is a good push, he said. Guanyu's competition for the 2023 seat is in the squad's junior driver, F2 sensation Théo Pourchaire, who now sits second in that series of standings after 9 rounds completed. AlphaTauri technical director Jody Eggington says that the pressure is on the Italian team to build a competitive car for next year in order to retain its star driver Pierre Gasly. Gasly is a free agent at the end of 2023, with his reputation rebuilt after a rollercoaster early career. But while the Frenchman wants to fight at the front, Eggington, in a chat with F1's official podcast Beyond the Grid, says the team needs to deliver for Gasly to re-sign.
He's ambitious, you know, he's signed for next year. We need to give him a bloody good car next year. He's a good asset. The pressure's on to make sure we can give him what he needs next year to continue on, you know, on the path we want to be on.
Gasly has blossomed as a driver at AlphaTauri, having returned after just 12 races with top sister squad Red Bull Racing in 2019, but put his head down and has delivered consistent results, along with his maiden win at the 2020 Italian Grand Prix.
He came back a better driver, and he came back mentally strong, and which is why I say there was no big drama really. He knew what he wanted to do, he knew where he wanted to go.
Reigning world champion Max Verstappen says it would be a big shame for Belgium to drop off the calendar, with the event already missing from circulating 2023 draft schedules. Belgium's legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit is loved by drivers and fans alike, with 2022's edition the 65th time the track has hosted F1. But the Ardennes venue is set to be sidelined, along with France, to make way for South Africa and Las Vegas. But while Spa's removal is being blamed on limited crowd capacity and access difficulties, not everyone is on board. It would be a big shame to lose Spa. It's my favorite track in the world. And also with the recent changes they did to the runoff and stuff, Verstappen said. Gifted wins weren't just unique to F1 last weekend, with McLaren IndyCar driver Pato O'Ward scoring his second victory for the season after leader Joseph Newgarden crashed out with 65 laps to go. Penske pilot Newgarden, who won the first of 2 races in Iowa, took the lead early on and dominated, but ruined his race with a spin into the Turn 4 barriers, handing O'Ward the lead and win.
we knew that we had a great car, so I think it was all about just capitalizing and being there when it counted. And yeah, the guys did a great job calling the, when we had to pit, and it was very, very enjoyable.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.